Hey, welcome back to the Modelers HangOut. I'm your host, Jamie Waring of the Social Minds, Models Corner and Modelers HangOut show. And we are here once again talking about styrene. If it's about styrene, we're talking about it. We're even doing some work. And we have a group of awesome builders here already. I'm going to go ahead and just give us an opportunity to everybody introduce themselves, going from the left to the right, show us what you're working on, talk about it a little bit, and give us a little brief background of, I guess, what you're working on, who you are, if that's what you choose. I will go first. I'm Jamie Waring. Right now, I'm currently working on the Batman the Dark Knight series Tumblr. I've got a majority of it already done. Also, I'm still working on making my Warhammer Chosen Chaos Marines. Getting a lot of progress done. I plan on getting the Tumblr done in the next 3 hours while we're broadcasting, so I wish myself luck. Anywho, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to the fellas from the left to the right. Go ahead and introduce yourselves and let us know what you are working on. And also, we are still trying to beat the 40 comment record. So anybody watching, please feel free to comment, because I sure will, just to add on to it. I know that's cheating, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, you're talking left to right. I don't.
Yeah, it's a Chris.
Brian's left, going towards the other way.
All right, you got it.
Well, Brian's left. I got Chris.
Well, you know what I mean. You, Brian. Sorry, you.
Hey, it's Brian, Tom Dog 32.
Call him out, Jamie.
Hey, I'm trying to speak. Anyways, I'm starting on the 176 scale tank build for.
Who are you first? You're supposed to do an introduction.
Mouthed off when I was saying my name's Brian, Tom Dog 32. Now, if you all shut up and let me get going here.
Hi, Brian.
I'm building this. If you've seen my video, this is what I'm starting on right now. It's a tank build. And it's a group build. And I'm also working on the 70 Super B and the Tamiya 4x4 GPA Amphibian G. Yes, and just walking in is Atomic Pup, just to let you know. And, yeah.
Hello.
But anyway, say hi real quick. We're live right now, and then we gotta move on. Okay, now move on. And that's about it. So enjoy. And next in line,
Chris.
Chris.
Okay.
I'm not seeing Steve is next in my order.
yeah, I see Steve. He's not paying attention.
No, I'm at the end, man. But hey, I'm Steve, Cloverleaf Studios. I paint all kinds of stuff. I'm working on some Space Marines. I'm getting ready to go to the fair, so I'm gonna make this quick. Just came in to say hey. Working on a couple different figures, and I got to start a tank build that I'm getting all kinds of flack on for not starting. So whoever's next after me, thank you much.
Hey, all professional. I mean, nice and clean. I didn't give any interruptions or anything.
Balthazar.
What's up, everyone? This is Balthazar, the basement mauler, and I am working on the Styrene Syndicate group build for tanks. So I'm working on the 148 scale Tamiya Sherman tank, and I'm also working on a 66 Chevy Nova I got laying around somewhere. So next.
That'd be you, Mr. Fernando.
Oh, I see myself last. I'm Freddie. Fernando Duarte is my channel name. I'm currently working on a Tamiya Spitfire from 1/32. Basically, priming done and the engine done. I got to just do the paintings, and that's where the nails start coming off the fingers. And basically, I want to do the tank group build too, but I'm waiting for my entry to come in the mail, which is going to be the Tamiya Panther G. And it's basically what I'm doing.
Nice.
And join this group, and hope you all have a good time.
I don't know who's next in the order, man. So,
That'd be you, Gil.
all right, my name is Gilbert. You guys know me as Red Dragon Model Works. What I'm doing is two things. I have for the Styrene Syndicate tank group build, I'm doing a T62. So there's the T62. I'm got to stipple some stuff on there, but that's that. And for the Tashi Station Model Works and for the cancer awareness group build, I'm doing a 66 Nova. I just shot the first coat of pink on it. I'm gonna let that sit. Probably have to sand it down a little bit and then hit it again. At the moment, just detailing up some interior. So that's about what I got.
Okie dokie.
Sheldon?
Sheldon.
This is Captain Jack from the Outlaw Speed Shop. I'm coming to you from the Bahamas right now. I'm on vacation. So all I'm doing is drinking beer and chasing women. But when I'm back at the studio, I'm working on a 59 Cadillac and a 60 Chevy Impala for the Roadhog cancer awareness builds. I'm building a M36 Jackson for the styrene syndicate build, and a bunch of other stuff.
Cool.
So that's what's going on.
Woo!
Yeah. Okay, CK Philly, now it's your turn, buddy.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? My name's Chris, aka CK Philly 81, and I am working on a War Machine light warjack. I don't even know what the term. It's a LVTP7 for the Styrene Syndicate tank build, and also this 2009 Challenger that I've been putting a Viper engine and chassis and body part in for the past like 2 years. So that's what I got going on right now.
Wait a minute, did you just say for the past few years?
The past two.
Okay.
I love honesty.
I mean, it has been, man. It's not an easy thing to do, especially when you're running every wire in a modern car.
Well, no, I didn't know if I heard that right. That's why I'm asking. I'm not. Yeah. So you wired the whole thing up?
Everything, man. Electric, everything.
Cool. All right. Sorry about that, Jamie.
Oh, no worries, man. Hey, take it away. Take it away. But one thing I do want to ask about though, Styrene Syndicate tank build, Gil, I don't know if anybody else knows about it. I mean, we all know about it, but what exactly? I mean, what was the idea? Who came up with that idea? And,
Well, that was the three of us. Phil, Steve, Cloverleaf Studios, Phil from Phil B Studios, and myself. We were sitting down trying to figure out, just something to do as a community. The Styrene Syndicate as a community to get all the members involved in it. Also with the Sons of Styrene. So Phil, we were just talking. We were thinking about a group build, but something to get everyone involved. Figure builders, figure painters, tank builders, military guys, plane guys, you name it. So we let Phil make the decision on the first one, and he came up with a tank build.
Right on. And how long has it been going on?
What do you say, Steve? What do you think? It's been what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's been about a week and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
It was 7 days. No, I thought the build started September the 1st.
It did. It started September 1st.
Okay.
Is there a time limit on it? When's it end?
The 31st.
It'll be October 31st or November 1st. But you know what? Like Phil said this, and Steve and I, we both agreed with it. Look, we would like you to finish there, and then when you're putting your pictures up, we have a little tab on the Styrene Syndicate where you can load that stuff on it. There's also a place you can put your YouTube videos if you want. Now, the pictures are cool. I got a question about this last night. We're not trying to. We don't want you to neglect your own channels. The Styrene Syndicate is that. It's what it's called. It's a syndicate. It's a conglomeration of everyone. So it's like a warehouse for everybody to come to. So from there, you can go and do what you think. So what we would like you to do is you post your bills on there, man.
Yeah,
There's a tab for the tank build. You got 2 months to do it. If you want to put pictures, put pictures. If you want to put a video, put video. You know, but like we said, how about it, Steve? It's basically a warehouse, a clearinghouse for the community in general.
Totally. And if you know, the thing is, if you post it there, it's going to show up in your channel. So if you post it on that, then it's going to go ahead and go, and it's going to be 2 sources, plus G plus, and the whole thing. So it's all good, all the way across the board.
There's also a Facebook page too, a Styrene Syndicate Facebook page also, where you could post your. Freddie's already posted something on that one, where you could post your bills also to get it out to the greater public.
Well, the reason why I was asking is the thing that I was going to do, it probably won't be here until like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So I guess I better pick another subject.
It could be anything, Freddie. Anything with a tracked vehicle that it's considered a tank, or you know.
DML's re-released that MLRS, but I ain't gonna go there because I already built it twice.
I was gonna say that would be what, your 3rd one?
Yeah.
Hey, really quick, Jamie.
Yo.
You don't have the Q&A on or whatever on YouTube right now.
I was looking at that. That's exactly what I was looking at just now, and I saw it on Google, but then this feature is disabled. Oh, that's
Yep, it's disabled, buddy.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful thing right there.
Well, that just made my job easy.
Yep. So much for your 40 comments. Yeah, you're not gonna get this trip, brother. You won't get them this trip.
Well, people still can comment through YouTube, and usually that's how most people look at it.
That's why I'm trying to find you on YouTube right now as a live now thing. It's not showing up here on the subscription thing.
Well, he's live.
I'll put it. Hold on, I'll put the URL in the chat. It's in the chat. Because you gotta find it. I had to find it through Google, and then from Google go to YouTube.
Holy crap! You got 3 people watching right now.
Yeah,
that could be us watching it.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, 3 people. That could be me right now watching it. So there's 2. So who's the other guy watching?
That's not the point.
Oh man, don't do that to him, man. You just brought up. That's like telling somebody Santa Claus don't exist.
You know what I mean? That ain't right. You don't do people like that, Brian.
Because this is a family show, he does exist.
What did I do?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know that. You know, wink, wink. I'm just saying, you know.
He might only exist in his own mind, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, the rate for the Tooth Fairy has gone up considerably.
Yeah.
Well, you know, hey, she's got to eat.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, it seems like my kid's pulling teeth just to make money, you know?
I don't know, man. You know, you're going to have Lily out there running the racket. If you see her going out there and asking you if you got a spare set of pliers she can use, you know what's up, man. She's running the racket out there.
You're right, because, see, she lost a tooth, and he's over there just, you know, she's just working at him. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, no, it's going to cost me more money at the dentist than it is anything else. No losing teeth.
Yeah, when you see the neighborhood kids losing teeth, you know what Lily's doing. She's running a racket there, man. She's taking, hey, she pulls the teeth. She's just 50-50. You get half of it.
That's right.
All right, guys, man, I'm going to have to take off. My wife's just about home, man.
All right, brother.
Take care.
Hey, thanks for ruining my intro.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Steve, did he ask you?
All right, so what do you got on your table today, Jamie? What's your discussion today, this week?
For this or for the other?
What's your theme for your show today?
I've been thinking about it, and I haven't come up with one yet.
That's all right.
You come up with one, Joe.
I don't know. Shit. You got me at a disadvantage here, brother, because I'm a spectator today.
Well,
I would say what bills in general, the state of modeling.
the state of modeling. That is it.
You know what? No, man. You know what? Or the drama in the YouTube community.
Don't go there.
Oh, no. You're going to be putting us on. I'll be quiet on that one, man.
Yeah. All right, okay, we'll leave that one alone. Okay.
That's a
Another show.
You're right, it's a family show. We can't go there.
I like everybody.
I say, I'll come on one. Ideas for like the communities that we're in, and like G plus, like the ideas that you got come up with for the the build up that you're doing.
Yeah.
I say, in general, what would be like? Say like I have my community, the Modelers HangOut and Modelers HangOut Corner community. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dedicate this Tumblr build to those guys because I mean, there's like 255 people over there, and I looked at it a minute ago, and those guys consistently, on a consistent basis, always put up something pretty much on a day-to-day basis. And I'm not the best moderator, I'm not the best owner of the community, but I mean, regardless, those guys continually, put up content. You know what I mean? And when I have an opportunity, when I go look, because it's hard to try to keep up, because it's like a vast list of builds and new people coming.
Who's this you're talking about?
The community that I have over there at G plus.
Okay.
Modelers HangOut and Corner community, and it's those guys over there, man. I mean, I'm gonna make a video about it because I didn't say anything about it yet. I'm gonna build for those guys, and but just the theme that the theme that you guys the build that you guys came up with for the Suns or the Styrene Syndicate, on the in the subject Styrene Brotherhood. I think to me that's pretty darn awesome, and just to come up with it and commit to it, and you guys are involved and everybody's saying they're doing something for it. To me, I think that's pretty darn awesome. So I would say Modelers HangOut. I mean, you know what? I gotta do this before the show because just trying to come up with it off my head, I'm just gonna keep going on and on and on. So.
No, that's all right, brother. No, I mean it's just you're furthering the conversation. That's cool.
Right.
I think I don't know, and these guys can speak for themselves, I'm sure. As far as like look, you get people they either like these group builds, they don't like these group builds. You know what? Me personally, I don't finish a lot of them because I got too much stuff to go in, and I watch my grandson. So life gets in the way. But this, there's a couple of builds that you really want to get involved in. Number one, Jamie, I would think that the one with Cliff, the cancer awareness build,
Yeah.
That's a good thing. But also, if you can follow it up with maybe a sawbuck or whatever, to whatever cancer survivor awareness, whatever, some donation to somebody. Me personally, I'm gonna when I'm done with this Nova, I gotta figure out the best way to auction it off, so I can donate the money, to go to a charity.
Oh, right on. That's awesome.
So that's what I'm gonna do. We at the Steve and I and Phil and I, we've got other plans to do other things, and that'll be coming, later with the Styrene Syndicate. But the thing with like the tank group build, we did that, man, because we just wanted to get people involved, man. You get, if you look at the Sons of Styrene, and I'm sure Steve, Steve can talk about this also before he leaves. You have figure painters there. You have armor builders there. You have terrain builders. You have automotive guys. You have Warhammer, sci-fi. We've got some of everyone there. There's some big heavy hitters there. There's some little guys there.
Yep.
So the whole point was to get them all to do one thing and see, shake up the bag a little bit and see what comes out at the end.
Yeah.
Get some dialogue going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what you're looking for.
Yeah. Make some brotherhoods. Make some friendships.
Right.
Pass a few techniques here and there. Maybe this guy likes how you do something. Like, hey, brother, how did you do that? Well, I did it this way. Back and forth. The sharing of tips of ideas. So yeah. So maybe you should do. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot. You hear these people about the group builds. Oh, I hate them. Nobody's forcing you to do them. I mean, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. You know, if you got some time, do it.
There's always another one, you know what I mean? But it's nice. It's nice that you can get involved if you got the funds, if you have the time. Because, you know, there's parameters for everything. But I tell you what, man, it takes a lot of work. It really does. You want it to run itself. You know, you want people to be passionate about the community that they participate in. You want them to be, you know, you want to be charged up. So I think if you start something, just see it all the way through and, you know, do something you want to do, man.
Dig that, yep.
Yeah. That's what I would do.
Well, there you go, Jamie.
Well, thank you very much for the input, brothers. Oh, someone next. Oh, that's. It's just silly. He keeps leaving comments. That's right. Brian, I'm gonna give you a salary, brother.
Thinking about a group build, but it's something to get, you know, everyone involved. You know, figure builders. Somebody's got YouTube playing in the background.
That's not me this time.
All right.
That was Brian.
Sorry.
Hello, boy.
Let's go now.
You want to see something cool? Watch this. You ready, Papa? You gotta teach them young, brother.
Or you end up like me.
You gotta teach them young how to use these things. You know, watch this. You ready, Papa? You want to see something, boys? Look at it. Look at it. There's a little water in there. Look at, there's Chris. Chris is watching you. Look at, there's Chris. See? There's Chris, Papa. Here. Show Chris you know how to use it. Show Chris.
Good job, buddy.
That's awesome, man.
But there you go.
Yeah, look at him. Oh my God! Check him out.
Something you're passionate about, Jamie. You know, what do you want to? What do you think? What do you think's cool right now? What do you want to? What are you into?
Okay. Jamie.
Huh?
Jamie.
I didn't hear you. It lagged there for a minute. Bro?
I said, what are you into right now? You know what I mean? What trips your trigger?
Huh?
What are you into right now? What trips your trigger?
Man, there's so many different things, Steve. I can't really say one thing specifically because me and matter of fact, me and Balthazar was talking about it just last night, and oh God, there's so many things that I want to get into. You know what I mean? And I want to try my hand at. Well, I would say spread information. If I could lay it in one thing, spread information. Be it modeling, be it stuff that's going on in regular life. Like you say, regular life, because but my main information. And one thing I'm learning in school that the main purpose of the design is to send a message. So in my head, I'm constantly the gears are constantly grinding to figure out ways to send a message that not so much that everybody can agree with, but at least part majority of people can at least look at. You know what I mean? Disagree, agree. I mean, that's not really the point. It's just to get a message out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think
you're looking for some dialogue yourself.
Oh, God, yeah. In all honesty, that right there is a thing that is what I thrive on, dialogue, because I love to talk, I love to communicate, I love to engage, I love to listen. That's why, in all honesty, that's why I ask a ton of questions. I think sometimes people might think I don't,
It's all right.
Don't know certain stuff, but I just like to listen what people, their thoughts, their thought process, their ethos. You know what I mean? What drives them? You know what I mean? Curiosity.
No, I think that's good. I think people are interesting. You bet.
Yeah.
The things that they're into, what they lead to them to make a decision, or whatever they like to find out, what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm saying though. So like right now, you playing any games or any movie, anything that like spurred you.
the thing keeps lagging. You gonna, I mean, Steve, you're gonna have to repeat that, brother. The last part. It keeps lagging a little bit.
Do you think it spurs you to feel like you want to do something?
Yeah, just like there's a fire there. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm ready to go, but there's so many avenues to do so many different things, and I got so many ideas. Just like right now, I'm trying to hone in a couple, at least 2 different mediums to go in that direction. You know what I mean? I tell you, Google. I mean, people talk trash, and sometimes I talk a little trash too. But me myself personally, I'm grateful for Google, because if it wasn't for Google, I wouldn't be sitting there talking to y'all right now. And you know, I don't communicate with people, you know, outside of this right here, and I can't. I don't know why, but this is like one of the best mediums that I've ever really experienced. I mean, Facebook and you know, I mean, Twitter and Google, thumbs up. Google all the way.
Yeah, it is great. Look at all the people that's in the room, different walks of life, different locations. Yeah, I mean, fantastic vehicle. You bet.
Mm-hmm.
You bet.
All
are you thinking about doing your own group build, buddy?
I thought about it maybe about 6 months ago, but I hadn't really come up with an idea yet, to be honest with you. And
yeah,
like seeing you guys did the group, you know, the group build. I'm like, that's outstanding. You know what I mean? And it's just you guys are going in that direction. To me, that's really inspiring. You know what I mean? That inspires me to do some of the shit that I do. You know what I mean? And that's like me and Baltar was talking last night, and not a name drop, but you know, giving credit where credit's due. I watch Dr. Cranky a lot of times to get inspiration. You know what I mean? Because this dude is just a facet of different things dealing with the community, and what he contributes. To me, it's inspiring. To me, it's like I want to say a driving force because I got my own, but it's just inspiring to see a lot of stuff that he does, and then just watching you guys and how many people are continuing to come in the community. Like last year, I thought I was like astounded by all the people that kept coming. New people, I was like, where are these people coming from? And now it's just like there's even all the more. So trying to catch up, trying to stay in contact, it's a little difficult, but at the same time, it's still awesome to see everybody do what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Oh, you bet, buddy. I think it's what makes it cool. I mean, you get so many people that are into similar things. You don't even maybe you don't know about it. You know, I had a guy I worked with for years. You know, I thought he was like the most straight up and down dude ever, and this guy was like hardcore video game guy, and I was like, wow, didn't see it coming. You know?
Yeah.
This guy like waited outside, camped out front of stores, and I was like, you're diehard. You know what I mean? The guy was like, oh yeah, I've been doing it for years. You know, it's one of those things, but you do the communication open. You can actually make that connection with other people. That's why clubs. It's all about now. People don't want to leave their home so much. That's why this format works. You know, you can kind of get in touch with people that like the same stuff as you. You know.
Let me ask you a question. You bring that up. I know we're talking about modeling, but at the same time, what you said just now. That's like, for some people think that's like a two-sided coin, or it's like a contradiction within itself. Do you think that the means that we have and all the accessibility to, you know, because like you said, most people, they don't want to go outside, you know, they'd rather sit in the house or whatever, and communicate that way. Do you think that is both a good and a bad? Because some people say, well, you do that too much, you won't get outside and all this other stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I'll let you complete your thought, but I kind of think what you're saying is that finding the balance with stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, you know what? If you don't mind me cutting in here.
Of course.
I don't live in this room. You know, my life does not revolve around what's on this table. This to me is a hobby. Now, I spoke to Steve about I might have some opportunities to make a few dollars, nothing that I could pay my rent with, but enough to buy a pot of paint here and there, you know. So, you know, which is nice because there are people out there, and it stunned me that appreciate some of the work I do.
Mm-hmm.
They like it, you know. They think it's nice, and and I'm always humbled when somebody looks at something I've done and says, "Wow, that looks good." It humbles you, you know. It really does. You know, if you don't have a stick shoved up where the sun don't shine, it humbles you, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I think, like Steve says, people don't, you know, there's so much crap that is happening out there, You know what's happening within the world today. You got crime rates, you got unemployment, you got whatever, politics, all that nonsense that's happening. You just don't want to leave your house, man. You feel safe here, so you find something to do. I take a walk, I take a drive, I go outside with my grandson. I spend some time outside, get him running around, play with him. But at the end of the day, I'll come in and I'll sit down for a little bit. But see, like, to get to what Steve was saying, you sit down, and here we're talking to people all across the country. You got somebody on the East Coast. You got somebody down there, a couple of guys in the Southwest. You got Sheldon in Texas. You got Steve over there in California. You're over there on the East Coast. I'm in the Midwest. You end up talking to some guys in Germany, Italy, France, England, you name it.
Yep.
And you're all talking at real time, together. It's not something like you throw up a video and everybody gets to see it later on. You're talking at real time, different hours, of course.
Yep.
So it's a great it's a great thing, man. This medium is beautiful, man. It's a good thing, It's cool. So yeah, but like Steve says, this thing here, and it's only going to evolve, man. YouTube, it's been around for a while, but it's already evolving, man.
Yep.
It's already evolving, So whatever, it's a cool thing. I think it's a beautiful thing, and if it's massaged right, as long as you don't abuse the community that you're a part of,
yeah.
I think if you can do something where people know that you're an honest person, you're a stand-up person, you're a person of your word.
Yep.
I think that you'll have people that'll come to you and they'll congregate. If you're a good builder, look, I'll give you an example. Sheldon's a hell of a car builder. Up until recently, he wasn't putting up a lot of videos, from what I remember. And then, he's got his how-to videos. He's got this and that. People watch that because the man is good at what he does.
Yeah.
You got someone like Atomic Dog. He's got those guys. People like his demeanor. They like that. You got somebody like Chris. Yeah. You got people. You know what? You're gonna find people that think like you, that same interests. And then when you do, of course, dude, it's everybody's got personalities, and you're not gonna gel with everybody. But when you find a community that you can gel with, man, it's a great thing. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially like I live 60 miles, 70 miles from a hobby shop, and that's just that. But I have nobody to talk to, not just models, but nothing. I live out here in nowhere, and so to talk to people about what you're interested in is great, and that's the whole thing, is being able to communicate. And when I first I watched YouTube for a while, and then I thought, well, hell, I'll make a video, and I'm usually pretty nervous and whatever, and I thought, well, I put it off, and I thought, oh God, I'm going to be terrible. And as soon as I turned that camera, as soon as I did, I just started talking like normal, and it was just like, whoa, this is no big deal. And you just say what whatever, and be yourself, and that's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Sheldon. Now, you've spent a pretty good amount of money on those game figures and stuff that you have on the shelves above you, right?
Yep.
And there's no one to play with, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
well,
so
unless I go
harder.
70 miles.
Yep. Yeah. So it kind of, I bet that really is like kind of pains you to think, man, I would love to do that, but there's no aspect. But you also play like online games, right?
Yeah, that's So Xbox and whatever. If they were supposed to make a game of a video game for War Machine, and they didn't, and one of those things that just for whatever reason. But yeah, that's the same thing. I've got a 10-year collection, and a lot of money, $10,000 worth of stuff, and there it sits, and but I used to drive 65 miles one way to game, but I can't afford it now. And if I could, I still would.
Yeah.
But I can't. So yeah. So I do, I do gaming on the Xbox and whatever, and it's the same thing. I used to, go to some hobby club meetings and stuff. It's the same thing. I just can't do it. So this gives me at least a chance to talk to people and like-minded people,
Yeah.
And for me, I kind of got bummed out and whatever, but I kind of realized that, I may not be able to change the world, which is what I would like to do, but I can't. But I can do videos and stuff and show people what I know. And, people will comment, they like to watch the videos, they learn something, and when someone comments to me, tell them, that they learned something from a video that I put up, and they appreciate, me spending my time to show them something, then, that's what I can do. And I figured out, well, I guess that's my thing. So,
That's cool, though. That's cool, man.
Yep.
About the War Machine game on the computer, I just watched a thing that they must have made a game for an actual PC, but not like an Xbox or something like that.
Yeah, I think it might have made it to PC.
Yeah, it looks like it would take a while to let your opponent attack you. I was watching it and I fell asleep during it. So
yeah, they had an actual. It was a couple years ago. They actually had the game, the trailer, the whole bit, and it looked awesome. It's like, wow, this is going to be fun. And I don't know. It just the War Machine, I'll tell you, out of everything that I've ever done in my life, when I got tired or something, or I couldn't do it anymore, or I didn't want to do it anymore, or whatever that was, I got rid of it. It's like, I'm done with this. I'm done. And War Machine's not that way. I mean, at least now, I like to look at them. I don't paint much anymore. I haven't painted miniature for a while, but it's still something there that it's I ain't gonna sell them.
Yeah, that's a cool interaction though for you, right? I mean, just like that. My whole point kind of like the online gaming that's out there now, and it's like where your buddies used to come over to your house and kick back on your couch, eat up your food.
Right.
Yeah, this is kind of a similar format where you can reach out and kind of have similar fun,
Exactly. And one of the things, I don't know how many of you guys have done online gaming, but I've only done a little. But it's kind of like almost the same, like when we were talking earlier. It's the same thing as going to the game shop. It's the same thing of anything. You're going to run into people that you don't like, you don't get along with.
Sure.
Okay? Now, online gaming is awesome if you have a bunch of people that you get along with.
Yep.
Now, I used to do Forza 4, and we had a group of guys, and we raced 3 or 4 times a week. We had a small group. There was only 4 or 5 of us, and we got along great. And we would race for 2 hours. We would have the same thing. Instead of having a group build, we'd have a race for that month, and we'd all use the same kind of car, and and we had fun.
Yeah.
Even though some guys were better than others, but it was always fun. Well, we kind of got tired of just racing, with our small group, and we found this big group. So we went and started racing. Well, it wasn't the same because you didn't know these guys. And you get on there, and, when you don't know somebody from actually spending time with them, even though here we can see each other and we can, we know what we look like and whatever. And here, I don't know these guys. I just, you just know their voices and whatever, but you still know them.
Right.
Now, so it's like they're friends, and you know how you can race with them and how you can do whatever. Well, when you get to the point where it's unknown, you don't have that same kind of respect.
You don't have that connection, yeah.
And then you're not going to have the same. You're not going to have the same kind of results because they can do something to you, or whatever. And if you are crazy enough to go onto a public forum to try to do something, that's just totally stupid because everybody's tried that. That's a freaking joke. Yeah, and you get the 10-year-old kids on there trying to, whatever. So.
Speakers.
But anyway.
Really quick, Ren Evil Eye made a comment saying, "Hi guys, what are your favorite car kits and what would you guys recommend to build? Thanks, Ren."
Car kits.
Favorite car kits.
I would say any of the newer Revell kits because they're such good kits, and it just depends, I guess, what kind of car you like. But if you're just starting out, it's a whole lot better if you have a kit that fits. And you know, if you're at a low skill level, there's nothing worse than getting a kit and trying to put it together and it sucks.
Yeah.
So,
It all depends, though, too. Like this new Revell kit, if you want to build this box stock, you have to change a couple things on it, and I'm talking like major changes for somebody that would just be starting out, or you can't get the body to sit down on the car right.
yeah, they all have issues sometimes, but you know.
Right.
You know, it's just whatever you like, you know.
I'll tell you what, I'm not a car builder. Those you guys that know me know. This is only my second car. You know, I did that Buick with the first one. But I'll tell you what, this '66 Nova. Let me see if I got the front of the box.
There's a lot of work to it. It's got a lot of flash. It's got a lot of fit problems.
I was just about to say that. It's that's not one of them. But you know which one was a nice one was that Buick I did.
Yeah, that's a beautiful kit. I built that Buick. It's an awesome kit. That Nova, I've built about 5 or 6 of those Novas, and it's got issues. And if you don't know what they are and where they are, yeah.
It's horrendous. But it's nice if you can overcome that. This one right here is a damn good kit.
Yeah.
I had no fit issues. I had no flash issues. Nothing.
Yeah.
This one here, if he's looking, if you want, you can get this at Hobby Lobby for $14. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the older, and that's an older kit of a. I mean, that kit came out 15 years ago. That's just a reissue of it. So there's a lot of kits back then that came out really good. And I remember when the '66 Nova came out, and it was state of the art. When that kit came out, that was at the time that was it.
Yeah.
You know, and you look back at it now, and you're going, damn. And you know, I've got kids.
Well, would you recommend it?
Early 60s.
Would you recommend that kit to him?
The Nova?
This one, the Buick.
Oh yeah, that's an awesome kit. It's a great kit.
Yeah.
You know, that was actually originally released as a monogram kit when it first came out, and there was a lot of those kits that came out in the '90s of the muscle cars, and most of those all fit. You know, and people don't realize that a lot of these kits, they see them, and I mean that's an old kit.
Yeah.
But the difference between some of those, there's good old kits, and then there's, you know, the other ones.
Would you, hey, Chris, what would you recommend for a starter kit, a starter first car kit?
1970 Chevelle. It's only 75 parts, and the kit goes together with ease.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. A lot of people building that kit lately. You know, and let me make another point. This is kind of, you know, you say that you're not a car guy. You've only built 2 cars. Well, I built cars, tanks, trucks, whatever. A model kit's a model kit. You open up the box. You start at step 1. You follow the instructions. You put it together. It doesn't matter what it is.
Exactly.
I mean,
well,
yeah,
what I meant was,
whatever.
I should have clarified it. I don't know enough about model cars to tell you which one is a good one.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly.
That's what I should have said.
Yeah.
Being that this is only the second one I've done. You know?
Right.
Someone that like yourself, you would be able to speak to that. Chris would be able to speak to that. Brian would be. You know, you got Brian. Brian would be able to speak to that. Me personally, I couldn't speak to something like that.
Right.
So how about you, Fernando? Fernando, how about you? What would you suggest? What's your favorite one?
Well, the only one I picked up, well, I like the 77 Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit. It's a new tool. I got that kit in there, but I was looking at this Camaro that I got, the 2010, and it's a 2-in-1 kit, and it's optional parts and it's new tooling. You can hear? I'm sure y'all probably saw these somewhere.
Yeah, I've got one of those. Yeah, that's a good one.
look at the body work. I mean, look, it's a lot better than MPC back in the past. I mean, it's got really nice detail to it.
Here, see that you know what? If you don't mind, here, Sheldon, I have a perfect example. I got a friend of mine, this young man. I've known him most of his life. His fiance, she has this Dukes of Hazzard car, an old one, you know, the old General Lee. This is a dog with a capital D, and I'll show you.
Yeah.
Mr. Ambergee.
So
This thing.
Oh yeah,
This thing, I don't even want to build it because it's a dog. It is just bad.
Well, see, it's an old MPC kit, and you got to remember, back in the day when we didn't have kits, you had to put up with those. I mean, because if you wanted to build a charger, that's what you had.
Yeah.
And you know, so that was you know, really to the question about starter kits. Another thing is you know, like a Tamiya kit. You know, I've never had a Tamiya kit that I've had an issue with, ever. You know, and a lot of that comes, you know, with the same thing, with the, you know, the manufacturer. You know, a lot of these old kits, you know, you got to know, even though they say it's repackaged, you know, read this, read that, you know, they might change one part in it and say the thing's been retooled. You know, they put new tires on it. But a good example is the the '69 Chevelle convertible. You know, it's like, oh my God, you know, and then you open it up and you go, oh my God.
It's
you
the
know,
same one, yeah.
It takes a lot of work to make that kit into a really, you know, into a nice kit, because just from when it was made.
Gotcha.
But that General Lee, though, Gil, or Sheldon, or whoever can answer it, is there another company that you would suggest? Like, say, like if I wanted to build the General Lee, because honestly, I do want one. But Gil, you said that version right there, that's not easy. That's not the best choice.
Right. There's a new Revell one. The Revell has a couple issues of the newer or that age of chargers that are excellent kits.
Snap together one was coming too.
Yeah.
Snap together generally. I saw an ad on Fine Scale Modeler. It's same steel, but it's a snap together. It might be a lot better than the MPC kit.
I mean, this one here, it can be made to look decently. Don't get me wrong.
Right, of course.
It's gonna take some work. But,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, it's not that you can't make a good model out of it, but it's not something you want to pick up on your first try.
Right, because that thing there, if you know what, I think I'm a competent enough modeler where I can make it look good.
Right, definitely.
But I think if someone, like, say you want to pick up, like, say somebody's just getting into the making models, that wouldn't be the one you want to grab.
No.
Right
and then also that comes to the experience that you have with cars in general. You know, I started building cars when I was 5. You know, working on cars when I was with my dad when I was 5 or 6 years old, and started building models.
Right.
So, you know, by the time I was a teenager, you know, all the things that I learned about cars, I knew the basics about cars from building models and actually working on cars, you know, and then growing up, and, you know, I've built cars from, you know, real cars from the ground up, and so I have a knowledge of you know, automobiles and trucks and whatever else. So a lot of times it's hard for me to answer some questions like this because I don't know what it's like to have no experience on I mean, I have modeling experience, so when I build an airplane or build a tank or something, you know, I have enough modeling experience that I can build a truck or a tank even though I don't know nothing about them, you know.
Scratch build a distributor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Brian.
You know, I can scratch build you know, like a stock car or a drag car from, you know, just sit down and build it from the ground, you know, with the body and build the whole thing, just because I have that knowledge to do it. But I can't scratch build no tank.
All right. Hey Brian, I know you're more of a plane guy, but out of the cars that you've built, that question, what was your favorite kit or car that you did, or you suggest, rather, Brian?
Well, mine's NASCAR.
Really number 3.
To be honest with you, I would actually let it first time. I would let the first time builder should try a NASCAR kit out because it is assembly line
Yeah.
kind of build. So, and early 90s AMTs actually are not that bad to build. NASCAR kit ones. So that's what I would direct them to a NASCAR kit.
Yeah, they're a little more challenged than the early Revell monogram ones, but yeah,
You buy pre-painted.
those things those things go together just like
You can buy pre-painted body ones, like the Revell has them. They got a couple that are pre-painted. They have the decals already on there.
Oh, the cheater kit.
Yeah. It's good for beginner, I mean, you can do some.
Yeah.
Darn it, I was about to ask Nick a question, and he backed out. I was going to let him introduce himself because he came in here.
Who is that?
That was Nick, man. That was Nick.
Where'd he go?
He just left out. Maybe, I don't know.
I haven't seen that guy forever.
I know, right? He was like, "Can my brother get an invite?" Well, of course. I'm his biggest fan. Of course.
He'll come back on.
I was about to ask him a question too, and he might have lagged out because he might have been on his phone. I'm not sure.
I'm also a glutton for painting. I'll build any kind of kit there is out there.
Right on it. Okay, Nick, Mr. Nick Amberby, sir.
What's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you been?
Been all right. How you been?
I can't complain. Well, since you just came in here, won't you, I guess, introduce yourself. Let us, let people know who you are, and let us know what you're working on, sir.
Have I been gone that long?
Yeah.
Nick Ambergy. I don't know. Right now, I am working on what year is this? 65 Mustang Fastback. It's not box stock. Putting my own little spin on it.
Right.
Actually, doing a collaboration build on it with DJ Scratchy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you know what? I forgot to give him an invite. That's awesome. How's that baby girl? Oh. That's you.
What happened? Did we lose Jamie?
No, I'm right here. I want
Nick throws up.
I think Nick's having issues with this phone. Or...
Nick.
Am I?
You here?
There he is. I just got a frozen thumbnail.
Oh, okay. How's that baby girl, Nick?
Growing, man.
Sucker. That's good, though. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what, Chip, with the answer to the question that Ren Evil Eye asked is, what's your favorite car kit and as a build?
Is that me?
Yeah. Everybody else, everybody had a chance to give their input, and I want to give you an opportunity.
Favorite car kit?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I don't know, man. It's kind of a toughie.
Yeah.
I would probably say probably the 32 Ford 5-window from Revell. I think probably like my favorite kit.
Yeah. Right on. Shoot. Thinking about it. I would have to say.
Tumbler?
I was gonna say the Tumbler.
I thought about it. No.
I had to throw that in there, Jamie.
I know. I would have to say Bird. And I mean, I haven't done a whole lot of cars. I've been doing it for a while, but I would have to say, in all honesty, I have to say my favorite one was the, I don't think I have the Camaro, but I think it was by, it was a show class car, and it was curbside, so it didn't have an engine. But I really didn't have an engine, and the bottom chassis, everything was molded. It took me a good while to do the detail and to get it right, how I wanted. In all honesty, was the the Dave Parker tribute build, I would have to say, yeah, 2010 Camaro. I think it was from the show class car. I think it was Revell, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say Revell. I want to say.
Cool. Any other questions, Brian?
It hasn't been any.
No. So let's move it on. What do you got? What else you got there, Jane?
Man, in all honesty, I'm really, I'm trying to get some. Well, not trying. I'm gonna I gotta get some different some triads of some Citadel blues because I want to start. I want to get this this captain done. I think it's the was the breach of on Warhammer through Warhammer. I can't remember which legion it was. The captain blue, and I want to start getting doing some different shades with some different colors. In all honesty, I've been working on these Chaos Marines red for a good while, and I'm ready to do some different stuff and start some flesh tones, some different themes for the Warhammer.
How big is that army of those Chaos Marines that you got?
Oh my God! I've got Chosen Chaos. I've got some Chaos Cultists. I've got some Orcs. I've got some Chaos Berserkers, and some what do you call those guys? Not the Imperial Guard, but I guess I don't want to say regular Space Marines. Well, Space Marines, I guess.
Ultra.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Ultra Space Marines. But the main thing I want to start doing, I want to start working on the bases because I want to say anything. I know you don't want anybody to call, but somebody sent me a package of some material for the bases. So I want to start working on the bases as well. But but enough of me. How are you coming along, Gil, with that dragon, dude? Have you done any more work on it?
No, this is. I just got those paints in. I got those military paints.
Mm-hmm.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal this. I meant to do it last night, but with the show and the hangout, and then today with this, I had to get a couple of things done. But I still need to seal that so I can go in and start laying down the other paints on it.
Mm-hmm.
So once I'm going to seal this I meant to pick up Hobby Lobby. I was going to pick up some of that liquid text, like matte medium, gloss medium, satin medium. I was going to pick up some of that for these. Go ahead and gloss this, let it dry, and then start painting on it, layering my paint on it. But no, that's about as far as I've gotten on it so far, Jamie.
Oh, I can't wait till you finish that thing.
I got this one that I got to do, and then I'm going to stick this one in a bath and see if I can strip this one down.
Oh, yeah.
So I got this one I need to do also.
Okay. What about the building?
I haven't gotten much done on it, brother. Just about that. I've been working on this tank. I've been working on this Nova.
My Mr. Bitch.
And then I finished those little airplanes, and a little diorama with the airplane. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been working on, bro.
That Nova looks good, man. So far, that paint's out of this piece.
What's that?
Nova? What color is that on that Nova?
Oh, on this? This is this right here. This Create Text Pearlized Magenta. But it's a pink.
Oh yeah, that's a good paint.
I'm gonna hit it one more time. I'm gonna let this sit overnight. Probably get it wet sanded just lightly with about 1,000 grit, and then let it dry, and then hit it one more time.
Right.
But that's it right there.
What are you gonna use for? Are you gonna gloss it, or are you gonna?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I'm gonna hit it with wet. But as you see, what I'm doing right now is what I've been doing while we were talking is this. The only hint of color that's on the outside of that top is going to be right there. That's going to be purple.
Okay.
That's it. The rest of it's going to be pink. The only pieces, this will be purple right here. And then I have, as you see, I'm masking off this because the seats will be purple with a pink on the inside, where this will be pink in here and the rest will be purple. So I've been masking the seats off. There's that. That's the rear seat. Here's the front seat. You know, one of the front seats. That'll be pink in the back, and then right there, and then the purple where the black is.
Mm-hmm.
So I got those. I made this year's gonna. I don't know. Like I gotta put like some pink right in here, but I just put some speakers on there.
Yes.
I made those speakers, and I'm just, as you can see, here. Let me put this here. I'm making up some more rear speakers for the rear. So.
Right on.
So that's what I'm doing right now. Just making up the rear speakers. Then I'll go ahead and flock this because the floor is going to be pink, and then the rest will be purple on the inside.
What are you using for flocking?
I have flocking, you know, some flocking.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, it's a neutral. The flocking I have is a neutral. Here, look, it's just a regular flocking. I got it for $1 over at my hobby shop. They had it in the discontinuing thing. So I picked it for $1, you know. Let me get it here. Okay, what did I do with it? Anyway, here it is. Yeah, see, I got it for $1.
Okay.
So I'll put that down, you know, flock it, then I'll paint it, you know. So yeah, that's a neutral flocking. So that's what I'll do with that. So, oh, I also got I made some more. Here's this is going to be the liner for the top. There's the little light. Mm-hmm. And then I made some new sun visors.
Okay.
You know, so they'll be like here, right there. The visors will be down there. This one's going to have a little mirror on it, on the inside of it. I have, I'm making some sunglasses out of, you know, photo etch. Cut a little pair of sunglasses to put in there, you know, hang on there. And I also got these that I'm going to hang off of it.
Ah, dice is nice.
Yeah, some little dice. Yeah, because this is the one I'm going to auction off, Freddie, or Jamie.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the one I'm going to auction off, so.
What time are you going to go and auction it?
I'm going to auction it off and then use the money to, I'm going to give the money to, it's called, here, hold on, I got it written down. My daughter does this thing where she raises money for Children's Hospital. So half of it is going to go to the Children's Hospital, the other half will go to breast cancer. My daughter does a 24-hour video game marathon at extralife.org.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to do. So once this is done, it will be auctioned off and the money will go to breast cancer awareness and to extralife.org, which the money will go to children's hospitals.
Groovy.
So, yeah, that's what I'm doing with that.
I might get with you later on that, man, and I would like to get involved in it.
Yeah, sure. I can give you the link, you know, where you can go if you want to get involved in it, you know. But yeah, what are you working on, Brian?
Brian, I was about. Yeah, okay, there it is.
The Panther tank right now for the Syndicate build.
Freddie, he's still working on that. Freddie's working on his Spitfire there.
I'm trying to get a good shot of the inside. I took the masking off now. I don't know if y'all can see that.
No, it's too dark, Freddie. You don't have a light source hitting it. Yeah, I was going to say, turn that light on. There you go, right there. Pull it up, Freddie. All right, right there, right there. That's pretty good, man.
No, you can't really see.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm airbrushing.
Now I gotta try to mask it again when I do the body color.
Yeah.
What's going to be the body color, Fano?
Huh?
What's going to be what color are you going to go with for the body?
Sea gray, medium, dark green, and ocean gray. This one here. Oh, yeah, that right there.
Okay, right on.
That's the one I did Spitfire. I actually messed up the paint job. I had to redo it because I was trying to do these worm masks, but I ended up painting it freehand. It turned out pretty good.
True. Chris, what are you doing?
Working on a war machine.
How long you been working on that?
What's that?
How long you been working on that?
Off and on. This is one of the very first ones where it was like this weird kind of like vinyl resin, and the mold line, I kid you not, take an extreme amount of time to clean off.
Yeah.
So what I did was I got them off the best I could, and then my light is messed up. But I just took my soldering iron and I welded in a bunch of welds. So it looks like he has a bunch of battle damage. Once I get the washes on right, you'll be able to see it a little more, and I paint, the welds in there. Right now, I'm just putting a filter on it and starting to put my base colors down, like on the metal parts and stuff. But I gave it a really like red that was faded out to, like a bony white kind of color, and then it's all chipped and scratched and.
Yeah. Give it that warm look. Like it hasn't been through. Right on.
What I'm going to do, too, is I have the slimy grime and fuel, so I'm going to make it look like it's been swampy kind of area and give him the green slime, like a water line. And like I'm going to give it water lines around him and stuff.
What paints are you using, Chris?
Everything, man. AK, Citadel, Vallejo, Tamiya, Model Master, Liquid Gold, which is, Vallejo too. Bunch of AK stuff. Like right now for the filters, I'm using the AK oil, which is pretty much their enamel paint, but just straight pigment, So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting filters on with that right now.
Oh man, you're using Vallejo?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Valley Joe.
What's his name? That one guy. He don't call it Vallejo. He calls it Vallejo.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't want to drop names. No name dropping.
No name drop.
No name dropping.
Vallejo.
At least not
Vallejo. You guys know what I'm talking about.
At least not in the negative.
Yeah. Well, no, and not Flory. Not the Waldron guy. What's his name?
Waldron.
Genesis Modeling.
One that says Edard.
Yeah, Edard. It's like, dude, it ain't Vallejo. There's no J in there, man.
Vallejo.
Photograph.
Yeah, Vallejo.
Vallejo.
Yeah.
Billy Joel.
So what's going on with Jamie? What's going on with those t-shirt machines?
I gotta get some different emulsion sheets. I'm thinking about trying it again. And I did a video, but I never put it up. And I'm most likely I'll do it tomorrow because I'm gonna commit myself to put up some videos tomorrow and come up with some different content. But she's still sitting there, and I thought about trying it all over again, but I'm just thinking it's just the emulsion sheets. So I'm just gonna get some more emulsion sheets and just try to continue where I left off. And
now that emulsion is light sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah, man. And the bag that it came in, I didn't notice it had a rip in it. So it's a possibility.
It was probably bad, bro. It was probably compromised. Yeah.
Because initially it's like a teal type green, but when I thought about it, when I looked at the sheet itself, it was a darker green. So it most likely did get compromised in the whole process. So, I mean, it was a gift. It was given to me, so everything wasn't,
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't look a gift horse in the mouth, but now I mean, the only thing you probably want to check when you get new emulsion.
Yeah. I went to a site. I can't remember what the name of the site is, and I already looked up where to get the transparency sheets. There's a site that $20 you can get like 100 sheets of transparency sheets, and those are really that's one of the valuable tools that you need. And also, I got to get some more ink. I got plenty of ink. It printed out pretty well. And I thought about doing a reprint on the original design, but I mean, all in all, I mean, we're coming along. It's just taking a little bit longer than I expected. I didn't anticipate that the emulsion might have went bad, but I got a site that I'm gonna go to. I just gotta save up a little bit of funds.
Are those how many sheets of emulsion come in a package?
It was only 2, and the place that I looked at, another third-party place that I checked out. Of course, they send 2 at a time, but hell, they're like, I think $35.
How much?
$35 for 2 sheets. Because
now, how many times can you use the sheet? Once, right?
Oh man, you can once you lay it down, you can. But it's about the size in the area. It's about how many times you want to use it, how many images that you want to put on one sheet. Because I mean, you can. Hell, we use like one screen at least maybe 100 times over. You know what I mean? Even it has multiple designs in it. So in the area of the screen itself. So it's just a matter of how many designs you want to put on it and how long you plan on using it, because you can use it a countless amount of times. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But from that versus because the emulsion, you can either get the sheet or you can get the actual liquid itself and just coat it on yourself. Now I could do that, but for a bucket, maybe for like God, I didn't actually see the size. But at least the minimum amount, the bucket itself is like $56. So the emulsion is not really cheap, but you gotta have it. You know what I mean? Without the emulsion, you can't burn the image on the screen. So I got the screens, I got the images, so it's just a matter of getting some more emulsion. But I don't know. It's probably gonna take maybe about another 2 months. I'll get started back on it because I really want to get into it. And that's another thing that I'm really interested in doing. I love screen print. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to come up with some images. To be honest with you.
Now with that machine, you can do just about anything, right?
You can do T-shirts, you can do towels, you can do sheets. The only thing that you can't things that have a
curve.
Yeah, I would say like I won't be able to do a hat. You know what I mean? Or something that has
the curve. Yeah.
Something that has a broad shape to it. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Anything that's flat, you can print. Anything that's fat has a fabric, linen, cotton, something like that.
So what do you plan? I mean, you planning on doing shirts and stuff with it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's just going to be a starter, and I plan, in all honesty, I plan on actually getting some manual presses when my little settlement that comes through because I don't work much comp.
Right.
I'm going to get a screen printing actual system. I got to get some dryers. I got to get the warehouse and get it built up or whatever. In all honesty, I wouldn't say it's not expensive per se, but at the same time it's not cheap, but it's affordable. You know what I mean?
Right.
A five manual press that's on a carousel. Man, the possibilities are limitless.
Well, that's pretty cool, brother.
Yeah, man, we getting there. And it's just crazy how the whole thing went down. Landlord here, I got a gift for you. You went outside and come inside. He's got this big machine. That thing's like $325 because I still got the invoice. So it just came out of nowhere, but it was just crazy how it all coincided to something
now, was it his originally?
Nah, no, because he doesn't get into it. He said somebody gave it to him, and he was like, well, I don't really do it, but I think I might know somebody who may be able to use it, and he just came and brought it. And this whole Well, I'm not gonna bring that up, but he had.
That's pretty cool, though. That's pretty cool that he thought of you. You know, that's really, yeah. It don't matter how it got to you.
Yeah.
It's legal. It got to you, and you can use it.
It's just amazing. It's just one of those things that coincides with that how something will just surprise you, and one day, you got a package in the mail or somebody, bring you something, and they just have a motive just to share something with you. You know what I mean? I'm not calling any names. There's a couple guys in here who's done that, and every time it happens, I'm still elated by it. You know what I mean?
You know what? It always stuns me, man, when that happens. Somebody hooks you up. Like what happened the other day. I wouldn't look. Lou Matarazzo. He hooked me up. Now, Jesus. Months ago, he asked me. Months ago, he said, "Hey, man, what's your?" And I thought maybe he was going to send a card or something.
Yeah.
He asked for my address, and you know what? I forgot all about it. This was months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I did something in the mail on Saturday, man. He sent me those little things so I can, like the little rollers for photo etch and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought, you're not looking for something like that, man. It's like, gee, it's like, wow, thanks, brother. Hell, he says, can you use it? I'm like, hell yeah, I can use it.
Right?
But yeah, it's every now and then, Freddie will do something like that, man. I get something in the mail here, and Freddie's like, hey, did you check your mail? Like, yeah, thanks, brother. Every now and then he'll drop something on me like that,
Right. I'll what I say, pay for it. You know what I mean? Pay for it. See what it says right now.
Yeah, it's this community is a good community, man. Everybody helps each other out for a certain degree,
Yeah, this community's great.
You gotta love it,
Brothers that show love.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't take advantage of that, and you don't abuse it, it's a cool thing,
Definitely.
Because that's always in the back of your mind too. The world is being what it is. You gotta watch out for that kind of stuff. But but for the most part, I haven't. You've run into some SOBs every now and then. But 99.99999% of the people out here are good people, man.
Definitely.
So
the only thing that was new for me about this YouTube thing, when I do models here at my house, home, nobody around that does models too. So I've only done models that I only seen. Then when I do stuff and I post it on Facebook or I make videos of it and I hear other people's, feedback. Wow. If this person likes it, then I guess I'm doing something right.
Right. We're just fishing for compliments, Freddie. We know that.
No.
I mess with Freddie all the time. I tell him he's fishing for compliments.
But I'm my own worst rivet counter anyway. If I put a part on, I put a seam on. If I don't look right, then I'm not. I'm like, well, you keep doing it and you're doing it. Then you think to yourself, well, maybe somebody else won't see the fault.
Yeah.
You'll be able to. There's 500 faults with this kit, but you won't. Somebody might not even see it.
Right. And it's appreciate the work that you actually put into it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and I sometimes step back and I'm thinking, like this Spitfire, it's got all this barrier stuff in there, and there's one part that I didn't put in because it's way inside the fuselage, and there's no way you can see it.
Well, yeah, you're never gonna see it, so why do it? Yeah.
Well, it's there,
Yeah, it's there, right? Exactly.
And you got to remember that every model you build is a learning experience, So
That is
just because it's got flaws in it, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You'll learn. Next time you'll try to take care of that. So.
Hey Sheldon, that's the way I do it. I know there's flaws in it, but I know what the flaws are, and I'll try my best not to make that same mistake the next time.
I mean, when you're doing something, you're not trying to screw it up. It's just sometimes shit happens.
Oh yeah, it happens.
One thing I hate is filling. I hate masking and fill. Well, I don't like canopies. That's why I got this Edward mask all the time. And I don't like filling seams because every time I fill a seam, no matter what you use, it's always going to come back and shrink on you. But I've used Mr. Sarfasa, you call it, and then Squadron Buddy. Sometimes it works and sometimes it don't work, and then sometimes there's the worst part like aircraft is putting the wings and roots, the wing to root together. There's always that step you got to move out with a gap.
Well, you know, sometimes what you got to do is, if that's a problem, is you need to put it together, you know, do your putty work, and then just let it set. You know, and come back to it, let it shrink. You know, sand it, and then if you got to come back and redo it, sometimes you know, if you're looking for that, you know, if you know that there's going to be a problem, and if it's something like, you know, I don't want that to be there, you just have to, you know, spend the time or do whatever it takes to. I know there are some out there that don't shrink as much.
You know what? I use a combination of different things. But I'll tell you what I use the most of. For something like that, if I got a seam line that's being excessively, you know, rough, I'll use a damn Bondo. You know, Bondo won't shrink. You know.
Yeah.
Or,
well, and, you know, the other thing that I've learned is try to do the best that you can before you have to put the putty on.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be one that would just go and put it, you know, do it and say, oh, the putty will fix it. Well, it's a big freaking mess.
Yeah. Or I
did this. I put this hood scoop on this 60 Impala, and I did it. I don't even know when I did it, but I put super glue on. You know, I cut the hole, put it in there, put super glue in it, and I hadn't sanded it or nothing. And so I got it out, and I'm thinking, oh, there's a little bit of glue around there, and I just went and just took my time. You know, I took the back of a blade, I used a file, and I went around there and just made sure that I got as much of that out as possible, sanded it. Instead of, usually I would just kind of do it halfway and then start sanding it and puttying it, whatever. But I really made sure that that thing was good, and then I primered it. And heck, it's only got a couple little spots where I got to put some putty. So, you know, it's all about just.
Yeah.
What do you sand it with? Like, I usually use 600 grit sandpaper.
Yeah.
And maybe less or wet, actually.
I use
one thing that I found, and I was going to do a video on this, and it was when I did the 64 Plymouth, I took all the chrome off of it, and I didn't have to fill anything, and I didn't have to hardly sand anything when I got done. And that's because when I take and it's the same thing about doing a seam, is when I just use my blade, and I just run it across the seam or run it across the trim, you know, to get it. I don't try to get in there and get a bunch of it off unless it's a really big piece. I don't try to get in there and get a bunch of it off and then come back with the blade and finish it. I just start the whole thing with the blade, and I just start taking that chrome off, you know, maybe 2 or 3 inches at a time, and watching the way the light hits the plastic, and you can see where the piece is that you're taking off and where the piece is that you haven't got to yet. And if you just watch that real close when you're doing it, and just take that off and take your time until you start, as soon as you start getting in, you get past the trim and get into the, you know, the body part, and then stop there, and just be real careful when you do it, and then come back and sand a little bit. It's the same thing with the seam line. Watch that thing and just keep working it out until, you know, as much as you can, because the less putty you have to put in, for one thing, the less chance you're going to have of it messing up. Yeah. And, you know.
Oh, we lost Freddie. Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah. But Brian, that's right up your alley, right? With the airplanes and the putty and the seams and stuff like that, huh?
Yeah.
You behind, man. You so darn quiet. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you something. You want to talk about a filler queen? I don't. You guys know that what is it? MPC. No, is it MPC? The Tydarium shuttle? Man, this thing I got back here. None of that. It's so old. It was warped. Those seam lines. I mean, I had gaps. I mean, I heated it. I did everything. I ended up having to use I filled it in with a piece of styrene, right, to close it, you know, after I got it, you know, as close as I could get it.
Right.
Instead of even bothering with putty, I took some epoxy sculpt, you know, so or milliput, whatever. But I took epoxy sculpt and I just filled it and just just shaped a whole new side to it. And man, that thing was gonna take me forever. So you know, that would have taken so much putty, man. It would have been a Bondo queen. So I just
that's the other thing. A lot of times instead of using putty, I just use super glue. You know, if it's if I got like a mold line down the middle of a fuselage, you go and just take that thing and carve it out just a little bit. Yeah, just carve it out just a little bit deeper. You know, a little groove in there. Put the super glue in there, and then just come at it just like you were doing the thing with the back of your knife, just like you were taking the trim. Just work it off.
What is it? Baking soda you can mix in with it too. You know,
yeah, you can, but I've always just used super glue. I mean, it's a great filler, and just let it sit in there, and you know.
I also use this. You know, I just the old school thing, some sprue and glue. You know.
Hey, I got mine right here. Yes, sir. Sprue and glue, baby.
Sprue and glue, man.
Any connection problems? I just got popped off.
What's that?
Anybody have any connection problems? I just got knocked off.
No.
That was on your end there. But yeah, that's sprue and glue, brother. That's sprue and glue. That shit works great.
Yes, sir.
And I had this in one of my videos not too long ago. The one thing that I've been doing, I mean, like that green squadron putty, which I use a lot of that stuff. Is if you mix it with a little bit of lacquer thinner to thin it out, and you put that stuff on just like paint.
Works beautiful.
Because if it's thin, it'll find its way down into the holes. It'll seal it completely, and you don't have as much to sand off. And I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, but you still learn new tricks all the time.
That's
funny, man. Love it.
While you guys are talking about that stuff, that's exactly what I was doing with my tank right now. We're shaving it down, sanding it, and
you were screwing and gluing it, huh?
And I got to the point where, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. This is 172 scale, so. But the top part, no, you're not gonna be able to see it.
Hold it. You little fat finger still.
No, you're not gonna see it.
But
anyways.
You can see yeah, I mean, you can't see the detail, but you can tell what you're talking about.
Just like this right here, when you put the magnet panel on, like I did right now, see the top, you can't see the engine now. But when you turn it over this wide, same way. So it's going to be the same side. But why waste your? I'm going to have them all off anyway, because all that time you invested in doing that engine, you might as well show it off.
Yeah,
definitely. I agree.
That's why I get on the car guys all the time, man. You guys do up all your engine work and all stuff, then you throw the hood on top of it.
Yeah.
Well, at least the hood lifts, it's like a tank, Same thing. That is a great idea.
So you just leave the panels up next to it. When you put it on a base, you just put the panels next to it, like it's been maintenance working on it or something. But
and it's like the same thing with this tumbler. I mean, because there's a lot of detail work in the cockpit.
Models, by the way, that tumbler.
Yeah, huh?
That Mobius models.
Yeah, it's the Mobius.
Did you ever do the bat pod?
Huh?
Did you ever do the bat pod too?
No, not yet. I want to.
One from Squadron is like $9 for the bat pod.
Really?
But the Batman figure comes separately. But if you buy the one with the Catwoman in it, the Catwoman comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to buy the Batman figure separate. It comes with two figures, one riding him and then one standing there.
All right.
I was going to ask you earlier if that was the Mobius Batmobile.
Only issue I had with it was the firewall, because it didn't want to fit correctly. So you got to do some adjusting on the sides, and there's like these two little notches, and I don't know if it was the kid or if it was me. It just didn't fit right. And I mean, I fought that thing. I think I fought it for like 2 weeks because I couldn't figure out what the problem was. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna just go out the comfort zone. I'm gonna do some shaving, shut those glitches off, and slimmed it up a little bit, and it just sat right in. And then I kind of went online to see if anybody else had some issues with it. And with everybody else who I've seen who built it, I think like 5 other people, they had the same issue. But other than that, it goes together really well. And I mean, if you have the time, you take your time with it. But I mean, if you just want to go in there and knock it out, you can get it done fairly quickly. You know what I mean?
You remember the Batman Forever one, and then the Batwing?
Yeah.
I've had these forever, and I haven't built them yet.
Really?
Batman Forever came out,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got the other one, the 60s model that has the pre-painted figures. Cartoonish though, the figures do. But it's supposed to be like a quick fix kit where you put it together. You know, like you said, the figures are already pre-painted. They're rubbery, so you stick them in the driver's seat and makes it look like a little bit of a realism.
Right on.
Resin figures though.
I wonder if we're gonna have the kit. Have you heard or have you seen the well, they just call it the bat, which I mean, you know, the I don't know how you would call it, the bat plane or whatever, but I mean on Dark Knight they just call it the bat. Have you seen a model of that kit at all? Do they have a kit of that?
No, the only thing I got is the Batwing. Like Batman Forever, it shows it hanging upside down.
Yeah.
And the only other Batwing I saw was, of course, Batman when it first came out. But no, I haven't seen any models coming from the Batman series now.
That'd be awesome, man. I like that. And just if anybody wanted to know, hopefully nobody doesn't go run to go see. I mean, you could. Don't leave the room. In the internet, the Colts and the Broncos game, the Broncos first quarter 3-0. If anybody want to know.
Y'all follow college football too? How about them Oklahoma Sooners?
You're the only one that watches that, man.
Really? But I'm on.
Anybody yet though?
Does anybody know if the Saints won today?
I think they're playing now, aren't they?
Who?
I thought they should be playing right now.
They lost. They lost in overtime by field goal.
Still the same thing.
Marcus Colston, man. They won the toss for the overtime, and they were cruising on, and Marcus Colston breezed through him a pass, and he caught it, and is getting him to like the 30-yard line for them to kick a field goal, but he fumbled the ball.
No, did he?
Oh, damn.
Fumbled it, and Falcons went back and kicked the field goal. 52-yarder.
You know that in the last 10 years, only 12 teams that have lost their first game of the year have made it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
No.
The Bills lost too.
I'm surprised Seattle won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah. Excuse me 1 second. Somebody take over or lead or something.
What did you knock over?
Jamie's gone right now, so we'll be talking about, I don't know, other things while he's gone. Let's talk about Jamie while he's gone.
What the hell did he knock? He said he knocked something over, huh?
Yeah.
Who has not knocked something over? I mean, I've knocked over a whole bottle of Tamiya extra thin cement on my mouse, and I got plastic all ate up, all on the bottom.
And I don't even want to care to remember how many bottles of Tamiya I've knocked over.
Play against
Hey, Demon Jester J said hello all.
Hello, Demon.
Hello.
Demon Jester J.
Hello, Demon Jester J.
It's a little hard doing the YouTube comments because I have to go to a different screen. And I have to refresh it every time to see what comes up instead of the Q of A, where the Q of A just shows up.
What did he do? He forget to, Jamie, you forgot to enable it?
Yeah, but usually any other time that I've started off, it'll start off with the Q&A, and I did the exact same thing. I did the exact same thing this time, but the Q&A didn't enable itself, so I don't know.
Yeah, but
I mean, then at the same time, some people are watching through Google, so. Well, I apologize. Next time, I'll make sure I do not make that mistake.
Yeah, man, don't make it again.
Yeah, write that down.
Who's that? Demon Jester J. What's up, bro? Demon Jester J said hi, y'all. He said hello, all.
You're a little late there, Jamie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we already talked to him.
I'm trying to play catch up.
Yeah, he was in here and left already.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Mr. Boots?
See, even Mr. Boots said you're late.
Yeah.
Can't do.
Hey, Charlotte, Mr. Boots says Jamie's only a dollar late and a day short, or a day short and a dollar late, or whatever you call it.
Or a day late and dime short.
Something like that.
I want to talk about Obama.
We want to talk about Obama.
We want to talk about Obama.
He couldn't contain himself, man. Here comes the politics.
What's going on in Ukraine lately? What's been going on there? I haven't been following up.
They don't like each other.
Yeah, they don't like each other. They never liked each other. They're going to blow each other up.
They got a situation now, so hopefully things calm down. Yushchenko and Putin said, okay, we'll ceasefire, but of course Obama said that's due to because they had the they were just at NATO over there in Wales, and that's the first president who ever went to Wales. He said it's due to the sanctions that we've enforced.
No, it isn't. Putin ain't no stupid idiot. He ain't gonna fight over that country.
I don't know now. Putin did say, if I want to take it Kiev right now, I can take it. And
of course he could.
Good, because he did the same thing with freaking Crimea.
Yeah, he'll just take his time because they're not going to do anything. No one's going to do anything.
Nobody's going to bother him. Nobody wants a war like that, especially with Russia.
But my thing is, and I've been thinking about this a lot. To stop Putin or to bring him down or to calm him down from being the aggressor, we do the sanctions to cripple the economy, to do this and do that. What about the innocent people that get affected by the sanctions through the economy? I mean, it's like we're going to do it. And that's the reason why we're going to force them to do it. But I mean, so the hell with the people who don't.
Yeah, that's politics, brother.
God, that is.
That's why 1991. That's why all the Iraqi troops surrendered. They'd rather surrender than be killed because of that. Some idiot in power trying to tell them that they need to do this and that.
Oh, basically, like they're doing now, we gave them all the damn weapons, and the minute those crazy ISIS guys got, they dropped their weapons and ran off.
And the ones that surrendered, you know what they did to them?
Between them separators.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were over there, could you tell the difference between ISIS and a regular?
Nope.
I mean,
Besides the black, I mean, some of them were that.
I'm gonna tell you something. Them people have been killing each other for the last 10,000 years. You ain't gonna stop them from doing it now.
Yeah, but we just found out a week ago that they're barbaric.
Yeah. Sure. Oh yeah.
You know that?
Yeah. Like we didn't know that.
trying to behead somebody, and they think that we're going to crumble. Okay, well, we'll do what you say if you don't behead this guy.
You should know that.
What about the guy? What about the guy or the kid or the whatever that gets beheaded when he's in a building that it gets shot down by a drone and he gets his head chopped off by whatever? You know, you're still dead without a head. You know.
That's the way it goes. You ain't got your cabeza no more.
Obama dropped 925 drone bombings, and Bush, he only did 595. And Obama, man, people may think he's weak or he's not leading. Shit, Obama will drop a bomb on you in a second. And they call the importer-in-chief. He's already deported over 2 million people.
Obama's a lot worse, man, because Obama does it with a smile.
They talk about bombs, spending money on weapons when they can actually feed people. You know, that just costs a lot of money for the economy, for our economy, and our taxpayers will probably end up paying more for them. Yeah. Those weapons are not cheap to fire. I mean, I kid you not. They're not cheap. They cost us like maybe I don't know if you know what ATACM is. It's a MLRS ballistic missile.
Yeah.
It costs us $1 million to shoot that sucker.
Ain't that something?
You have to go to White Sands, New Mexico to shoot that. Well, we have a field artillery center here. They can't shoot it there. They can't shoot it here because the distance is so large that they have to go to White Sands, New Mexico, and other the strange places where they see these unexplained things happening.
Yeah.
They'll shoot a weapon, and all the fallout will get in the air, and maybe 3 years later, people are going to start complaining about, oh, I'm starting to get deformed babies, and
right.
I don't know about that.
But the sad part about that is you say, okay, the taxpayers just spent $1 million to fire one weapon, and that means that there's $1 million going into whoever's pocket.
Yep.
Every time it does that, when you look at it, all it is money going from taxpayer to somebody else making money.
Yep.
And that's all it is.
War is big business.
I'm gonna tell you something. There's no damn way them damn weapons, a missile cost that kind of missile costs $1 million. Somebody
King,
making a lot of money somewhere.
King Fahd back in '91 was going to give everybody over there extra $1,000 a month for being there. Bush was like, no, we're not mercenaries. King Fahd, the king of Saudi Arabia at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's like, Bush is like, no, we're not mercenaries. But how many guys, how many military guys, especially U.S. guys, would be thinking, damn.
I bet you were there, and I bet you were pissed off. You wouldn't like that $1 million.
Yeah, I was along with the rest of them. I was like, are you kidding me? He don't pay my bills. I do. You know, it's not like we're mercenaries. We didn't ask to go there. We were forced to go there. Not forced, but we were, you know. We
followed orders.
Yeah.
What's so funny is nothing was ever accomplished. Oh, yeah, we got Kuwait back, the country. But after the Kuwait was liberated, then those Sunnis took over, and then the Kurds, and then ever since then, and then 2003, here we are invading Iraq again.
The Goonies took over.
The Sunni. Well, Sunnis, the Kurds.
I'm just messing with you, man. I said the Goonies.
I couldn't even tell. No, I couldn't even tell the difference between a Sunni
And the Shia.
an ISO, ISIS, Icebox, whatever.
ISIL.
Yeah.
ISIS.
Well, you know, that's the crazy thing when people say, oh, you know, if you say anything about the war, it's like, why would someone do that? They say, well, why would we invade? Well, when you look back at it, you know, and even 10 years or whatever, and you start talking about, well, we're talking about $10 trillion in taxpayer money.
Trillion.
I mean, that's not a drop in the bucket.
No, it's not.
You know, that's a lot of freaking money.
And I'm sorry.
Say, well, why would you, you know, and you look around and it's like there's all these other places where shit happens, and we do nothing, you know.
Yep.
And it's like, well, why aren't you going? Well, we can't be the world's policeman. Well,
that's exactly
we can be the world's policeman if there's $10 trillion on the line.
And there's oil too in those countries too, because some of these little countries they want to take over this. This little country might have the armory than Saudi Arabia, so they decide, hey, why don't we just invade it and take over the world's oil supply? That's how that Desert Shield.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like a blood for oil is what it was. You know.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing. You know, we've been having this same conversation about oil since the 70s.
Peak
you
oil.
know? Now, we haven't done anything really until just the last, you know, few years. Yeah. And so if there was really a problem, you think that whoever was in charge, you know, would have said, well, let's deal with this problem. Well, 30, 40 years and nothing ever happens. Obviously, it wasn't much of a problem.
The oil prices now. No, look at the gas pump prices then, and look at them now. Of course, I was too young to drive. I didn't care at the time. But,
yeah, well, it was 65 cents, and we 65 cents, and we thought we were getting killed because we've been paying 40.
Over the weekend, the gas here over the weekend was $3.35.
Mm-hmm.
I went to get gas yesterday, and it was almost $4. Like, why the hell did it jump up 60 cents a gallon?
Yeah. Well, ours was.
ISIS ain't in my backyard.
Yeah.
Isn't ISIS one of them? Isn't ISIS a woman? What do you call it, the Greek god?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Everybody knows this. Your fuel, when you go buy your fuel, you have there's about $3 or maybe $2.75 in taxes alone in that. The rest of it is fuel price.
But you see, it's like nicotine. People are going to buy it because they're addicted to it.
Well, it's not that. Your whole economy runs on it. You can't go to work without it. How are you going to get to work?
The gas prices and commodities, you know, it doesn't matter. Gas is a commodity just like everything else.
Sure.
Sugar, coffee, whatever else. The price goes up, the price goes down, just like the stock market does. People trade it. That's how the money's made. The price going up, price going down. The figure is you got to know when it happens. Well, if you're in the know, and you know, just like you said, if you're in Chicago and all of a sudden the gas price goes up 60 cents a gallon, well, you better be on the right side of that. And if you are, you're going to make a shitload of money.
It's like a 1K right now. I've noticed every time I get a report every month, I either gain or lose. Luckily, I've been gaining lately for the last 3 months. But you can give a statement saying, "Oh, you lost $4,000." Oh, damn. So it goes down.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. All this ISIS crap going on, and you know, it's not going to look good next month, I guess.
Yeah, it's just the way. You know what? Them people there. You know what? Here, I saw something the other day. We funded them fuckers, man, going into
exactly.
And we watched them. We watched them steal all that stuff out of Iraq and take it to Syria, and our government did nothing. They could have bombed that convoy and did nothing about it.
Well, you know, just like before I quit watching the news, one of the last things I saw, they were talking about how Putin, you know, he had wrote that article a few months ago, or you know, when we were first talking about Syria, and he said, "These are you're supporting the wrong people. You know, the U.S. wants to support these guys and give these guys money and do all this." He said, "These are the wrong people. You don't want to be supporting these guys." Well, 6 months later, all of a sudden they say, "Oh, here's these ISIS guys." Well, you know, that's the same thing that Putin was talking about 6 months ago.
Well, yeah, but you know what
so why was he on the right side, you know?
Because the governments are trying to keep us stupid, to keep us fighting these wars, so we don't watch how they steal the money.
It all happens right after the U.S. troops left Iraq. That's when all the crap happened again.
Well, those troops are going to leave anyway, because Bush signed that agreement. They were supposed to leave anyway. Now, Obama could have stopped it, but he didn't.
Exactly.
That would be awesome.
Having war experience, though.
You know, we could have said we're going to leave 60,000 troops here. What are they going to do?
Exactly,
you know?
But the whole thing is,
we're already there.
When are our people, our blood, our red, white, and blue brothers and sisters going to stop fighting the world's battles?
Yep.
That's what I said,
man. Because look, we still got soldiers in Germany. Why do we got soldiers in Germany?
And Vietnam.
Japan also.
What?
Vietnam
nation. We're the police nation.
Yep.
What about South Korea? What about Korea? Those guys have been staring across that frickin' line since the 50s.
Yeah. And then you got
75 years.
Do you know Israel?
Staring at each other.
Israel gets just about as much money from the federal government as some of the southern states do. Yep. So Israel is just another state of the United States.
Yep.
It took a lot. It took a lot of nerve for Israel not to get intervened when back. Well, I keep going back to '91, but when they were,
you know what? No. They did what their master told them not to do. The money came out of Washington. Washington told them to stay out of it. They don't get no more money.
That's basically another side of looking at it too. But how long has it been since Israel, and how many people over there hate Israel because of that?
Well, Israel, you know what? That's another thing. You know what? You can't keep subjecting. I don't care who's right or wrong. Point is, you can't keep subjecting a people to. Sooner or later, people are gonna fight back, man. Put it that way.
Well, it's the same thing. It says, you know, don't come up with a bad plan and expect a good result.
Exactly.
Look at Gaddafi. Look what they did to him.
Whatever the moral, things that you think of, that's fine. But if you do something stupid, don't expect something good to come out of it. It's just how it is.
Man, they did Gaddafi in. Oh man, did they do him something serious?
Yeah, but you know what? They hung that man out to dry because he was helping in the hunt on them terrorists. Do you know that Libya was per capita? Libya was the biggest economy in the Middle East outside of Israel. They had the highest, and we destroyed. Now it's a failed state.
Yeah, those guys, those. When you talk to the Libyans, the people that were there, they didn't have a problem with Gaddafi.
Nope.
They had jobs. Yeah, exactly. They had whatever, and then it still comes back to the same old thing that they're using, that they've been using forever. The false flag attack. It works every time.
Look what Mussolini did. Italy did to Mussolini. They hung his head.
Sheldon, you're right. It works every. You know what, Sheldon? You're right. It works every time because the people that back it, like the everyday person, doesn't take the time to realize what's going on.
It comes back to the same thing when we were talking about books earlier. I've read I read a story one time, and it was the same thing. This guy was the big arms dealer. Well, how do arms dealers make money? They got to sell arms. Well, if you don't have no wars going on or you don't have no conflicts, you got no business. So what do? In this, basically this one, they cooked up a war between the Russians and the Chinese. It was all bullshit. It was all behind the scenes. But you kill a person here, you have a terrorist attack there. Pretty soon, it all points to this guy, and pretty soon, like you said, a lie. A lie will spread around the world 10 times before the truth comes out.
That's exactly what happened.
So there you go. And all of a sudden, you got these guys. They have a little war, a little scuffle, and then what do they got to do? They got to buy more arms so they can to protect themselves.
And here's the other thing: it's not their kids dying, brother.
That's right.
It's not their kids dying.
I gotta go here. Daughter's calling me away here.
All right, my brother, you take it easy. I'm gonna get ready to go here. I gotta take. My grandson's getting sick here, so
I'm gonna nice seeing you, Nick. I'll talk to you some other time, I guess, Nick.
Yeah, Nick,
I gotta go pick up the woman, the wife, and the future wife, as you call it.
Yeah, yep. I gotta go myself there, Jamie. Jamie
already left.
He's there.
No, I think he went to rub one out.
Yeah, I don't wanna be ignorant and leave the guy, I gotta go, guys. Sheldon, let him know that I stuck around, man, but I had to go.
See you later, Jamie.
Well, what the crap?
Well, darn, I left and come back. Everybody left us. Nick, what happened?
And everybody started dropping out and leaving.
Huh?
So everybody dropped out and started leaving. Brian left, and then Freddie left, and then everybody else just dropped out.
Oh, wow, that's okay. I mean, I had to grab the phone just now. Damn, I didn't get phone. Now we got a chance to talk.
Yeah, man.
But I do that because I like bringing up different subjects, and at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Well, thanks, Demon. Thanks for the comment, bro. You said cool show. Appreciate it. I guess in all honesty, it's no point to keep broadcasting everybody online. No worry. Well, it was cool while it lasted. And then at the same time, I gotta do a better job of putting up videos like I used to, just to let everybody know. You know, what I'm doing.
Right.
Let's see here. Hey, I see you. So you dig in those. You know what? Hold on. You know what? Nick, I'm gonna just shut down the show, but we still can stay in the room, all right? I'm gonna shut down the show.
All right.
Okay, good people. I appreciate everybody that watched, and everybody who commented. We only had, a few comments. We didn't break the 40 comment record yet, but one day we will. Everybody who was in here, I don't know if you guys are still watching. Thanks for participating. You know, guys who left early, I appreciate you guys joining. I had a phone call, so I guess maybe probably everybody dropped and whatnot. But I think that'll be about it. We will do the show again here. I was thinking about doing bi-weekly, but most likely we'll have another hangout here next week, Sunday, same time, same channel, 7 o'clock East Coast time, p.m. And once again, I appreciate everybody watching. Be on the lookout, everybody. Wednesday will be the premiere of the Social Mind Show. Once again, we'll be talking just like a kind of little format we had just now. I know we brought up a subject that was off styrene. Just something different. But anyway, once again, it'll be about current events, politics, religion, to a degree, just what's going on in a global, national format, and it'll just be a show letting us know what's going on. And anybody who would like to have some feedback, please comment, ask questions, and basically it's just about spreading information. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks everybody for watching, thanks for commenting, and I will see you guys next time on the next one. So you know what I say, Goose line, say it 2 times. Peace!